Hello YouTube, this is Frank the Vamp, your host, and welcome to World Cinema Reviews. We all know that horror anthologies are really cool. Creepshow 2, Tales from the Hood, Cat's Eye, Trick or Treat, etc., etc. Horror anthologies are so awesome because you don't get to see one cool horror movie, you get to see this little bunch of them. And but it's really awesome. But it all had to start somewhere. If you've seen my videos before, I've done a review to the mother of all anthologies, back in 1972. The one that it caught my attention, it caught many other people's attention, was Tales from the Crypt. And I'm not talking about Tales from the Crypt, the TV series with the awesome John Kassir doing the voice of the Crypt Keeper. No, I'm talking about, the 1972 movie, based on the EC comics, horror comics that were so iconic in the past. Tell us some tales of terror, all woven into one. Kind of had one central story, and it encompasses all the horror stories from the magazine. Um, you know, I'm gonna put a link so that you can see my video um, on Tales from the Crypt 1972. If you haven't seen it already. And but if you've seen that review, you would have known that I really like the movie. Really awesome casting. Getting Peter Cushing, John Collins, Patrick McGee, among others. Fantastic creative casting by and if you see the video, you'll see how they got a lot of those people to work for it, and that's really awesome story. Part two, because it's only logical that if it made money, if it was successful, the British Amicus Studios decided to make, sort of I can't really call it a sequel, but it's one movie in the series because it also revives a horror anthology from the EC Comics, and this is The Bolt of Horror. In 1973, this movie was made, not as awesome cast, but it did capture some good cast from the UK and some great British actors. And stay tuned for my review of The Bolt of Horror. So, The Bolt of Horror, it's directed by Roy Ward Baker and stars, like I said, uh, you know, many horror, many British actors that are doing this horror anthology. The ones that caught my attention are Daniel Massey, I'm sorry, and Anna Massey. They're brothers and sisters who actually play brothers and sisters on one of the stories. The other one is Terry Thomas, and Terry Thomas, if you've seen, if you like, Doris Day's movies, he's in one of them, and really, really talented comedic actor he was, and well, done all kinds of things, but not in this one. This is a very serious movie. So how does this movie tie in? In the other one, we know that the people taking this tour of some catacombs or something, become um, become entrapped, and they are forced to relive their lives. In this one, we have a similar premise where we have five gentlemen there, that are trapped inside an elevator, and they all want to go to a different floors in this tower building in London, but uh, basically uh, they all go to the same destination. They don't want to, none of them want to go to the basement, but they do. Once they arrive, they see this kind of a gentleman's club where there's some drinks and some seats. Why not just to kill the time. Meanwhile, somebody gets them out. They start sharing about some dreams that they have, and each dream Turns out to be a recurring nightmare for all of them, and it's all about their impending doom. And it's actually, quite clever. Let's talk about the stories. Um, the first one, it's called Midnight Mass, which happens to be one of my favorite ones. Turns out that there's one guy that wants to make some money. His mom just so wants to find a sister, and tell her the good news that she's inherited all the money. But you know what? He's kind of sore about it, and he wants to do some foul play on his little sister. However, just like I said, I'm not gonna spoil the stories, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: there is a night creature or creatures living in the town where the sister it's gonna be. So it's quite, and I mean, let's just say that this little story has quite a bite. Now we get the second story, The Need Job, which is the one starring Terry Thomas. It's kind of cool. This guy, this older guy, kind of like anal retentive, perfectionist, has to have everything on its place, neat freak, and marries this trophy wife, younger, better, great looking, but she's kind of messy, and he doesn't like that. So he criticizes her, and let's just say that sometimes if you gripe, you're gonna get an answer that you don't like. Really cool twist for this one. I really like that one. Um, this trick will kill you. It's the other one, and this is really fun. It's two magicians go to the Far East trying to find out a trick that they have to perform, and turns out that there is um, this lady that knows how to do this rope trick, which is awesome, but she won't sell it to them. She won't tell them how she does it. So they may try to get it by force, which may backfire. The other story, it's called Bargaining Deaf. This is really cool. We got two guys, trying to do insurance scam. One of them pretending to be dead, and the other one will collect the insurance money, but then the guy will just be pretending. He will inject himself with the serum that will really just knock him out and put him in a state of kind of death state, but not really. I mean, slow down the heartbeat to just very few beats per minute, just enough for him to survive. And you know, as we know from Tales from the Crypt, if you've seen the TV series, every time you try those type of things, something goes wrong. And the thing that goes wrong, it's really creative this time, and I hope you enjoy that. Finally, one of my favorite stories as well is called Drunk and Quarter. It turns out that this impoverished actor, a painter actually, in Haiti, he's a British guy just living in there and pretty much painting and painting and painting just to get enough money to eat. Turns out that he's a genius, and everybody likes his paintings in London, but there's a couple of people that are basically just committing some fraud on him and telling him that the paintings are worthless, but they're selling them at quite a bit of money. He finds out, and of course, the logical thing is that if you're living in Haiti and there's some dude that does you wrong, voodoo. What can I say? She's got a voodoo, what you do. However, if you know something about witchcraft or voodoo or whatever, things that you want to do with Satan, he doesn't do anything for free. So, hint, hint. When you do something like that, you Somebody has to pay. And if you're not careful, it's going to be you, most likely. So what do I think about these anthologies is um, I really I really liked it. I didn't like it as good as Tales from the Crypt, but I think things is pretty good. I mean, it's like I said, this is setting up the framework. It works as a sequel. I like what happens to our main story in the end as well. Very clever. I can watch these all day. You know, I will say that the first Tales from the Crypt is fantastic. You know, this one will just be, even though it didn't do as great with critics, I will just say that this is a good watch. So I'll give this movie a B. And you know, and I think that you should enjoy it. And it's kind of sad that nobody talks about it. 1973, everybody talks about that. By the way, there's no vault keeper in here. There's no the comic book character. It's omitted. But you don't really miss it, or it kind of like I like what they did with the 1972, but I think this is an okay watch, and you know I hope that you guys like the video and subscribe if you like me, put comments if you like or you didn't like my video. I welcome them both. Take it easy, be well, my kitties, and expect more Tales from the Crypt videos. I'm gonna do the modern Tales from the Crypt movies. Uh, which is Demon Knight, and the other one, which I can't think of it. Let me see. Oh, Bordello Blood coming up soon. And oh yeah, Halloween 1 and 2. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 coming up. So take it easy. Be well, my friends.